why didn't the airbenders run or like prepare if they knew something was coming? Because the Southern Air Temple people, or at least like the people in charge of taking care of Aang and raising him, they knew that a war or something bad was going to come, because they told Aang early that he was the Avatar, which they're not supposed to do, but they told him because they felt something bad was coming. Why didn't they prepare? You know, why didn't they warn all the other air temples or even the other nations, right? Or if they did, like, you know, we'll speculate, what do you think they did? And why didn't it work?
So we know that they suspected something was going on, right? But we don't know if they knew about Sozin's comet. So that might have been the...
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Yeah. That might have been the defining thing to where they didn't necessarily expect this massive, you know, uptick in the power scale of the firebenders, and they prepared for what they expected as opposed to what actually was.
Yeah, but there has to be like, I don't know how. I'm pretty sure all the air nomads are, you know, pacifists, so I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have like a spy network or anything, but they would be perfect for it.
Yeah, there's also a possibility of arrogance. Like, they might have believed that they were simply just not in a position to be invaded. I mean, we've thought of the different ways where they could have been invaded, and obviously the Fire Nation figured out something, but it's possible that the air nomads at that time were just like, even if they wanted to invade the air nomads, there's no possible way that they could have done it, and that's what their assumption was. So they didn't necessarily bother.
I agree. That seems like the likely possibility, but I definitely do think they did. For sure, they did defend themselves, because if you look at where Gyatso, his dead body was at, you literally see dead Fire Nation soldiers. So it could be possible the Fire Nation killed them, but I'm pretty sure he did something to, like, you know.
No, 100%. I'm sure they defended themselves, but I don't think that they, even if they did prepare, or at least like try to warn all the other air temples or nations, it just didn't work. Whatever they did.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's fair to just say that it was a huge surprise for everyone, because, you know, they weren't prepared for the comet. They weren't prepared to fight off that like huge amount of forces and the firepower that they had. So it was just too overwhelming for them to handle, even if they did prepare. I guess my assumption is just going to be that they did try to prepare somehow, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. Although that makes me curious, because it's like, if I'm correct, did the comet happen right after Aang froze? Like how long was it when he froze under the water and then the comet came? Like, I
think it was literally the same day.
So that was the same day. So that makes me interested, that why would they take him to the eastern, or was it eastern or western? No, it was eastern. Yeah. Why would they take him?
He was running away.
Yeah. Why would they put him to the eastern temple if they thought that if they were prepared?
No. The reason they wanted to take Aang to the Eastern Air Temple was because of his relationship with Gyatso. They just wanted to separate him. That was the only reasoning.
Wait, it was the same day?
Was the reasoning. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, let me verify if it was on the same day as Sozin's comment.
Yeah, that was another like thing when I was doing my research, trying to figure out like was it the same day, and then number two, was the comet did the comet only happen one day? You know, that was another.
I'm pretty sure the comet was only for one day.
Okay, yeah, me too. I had to take that research, but that's another thing I had to verify. But yeah, but as far as the topic in hand, I definitely do see it being like, they knew something was up, but they didn't know what exactly was up. Like, they probably, since airbenders are very spiritual, they probably thought some chaos is going to happen, but they didn't know what chaos. They didn't know what the chaos was. So it's possible that they just assumed, like, hey, it's not going to be something that drastic.
Chaos is always happening.
Yeah, it might not be the same day, but according to the wiki, it just says, soon after Avatar Aang ran away from the Southern Air Temple and disappeared, the comet flew near the planet's orbit. So it was somewhere near the same time.
Yeah. Let's just say like a week or two.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the exact same day. That would be way too coincidental. But at least in the show, it sort of depicted it as this.
Yeah.
But it was a flash. It was like compilation of a flashback or like montage
Yeah.
type of
I
thing.
mean,
So
I suppose if we can assume that Aang was in the iceberg for exactly 100 years, then Sozin's comet was like a year after the start of the show, or was it like a year after the start? How long was the whole show? It was like a year, right?
Yeah, the whole show's a year according to the.
So maybe it was like a year after Aang disappeared.
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also a little mysterious to me how I'm not gonna question the science of the show, obviously. But did Sozin's comet just literally appear for the first time ever during that genocide, or was it like an
No.
actual how
Yeah.
comets work, where it orbits around
Yeah.
consistently? Because if that's the case, then they should at least be aware that there's a comet that increases the firebender's strength that reappears every 100 years.
I think, see, this is a thing where it's like, I feel like the airbenders, you know how the airbenders try to detach themselves from society? So this is probably one of those moments where maybe they are aware of it. I mean, obviously the avatar of the Air Nation during those times would be aware of it. But at the same time, because they're dissociated from society, they don't really put themselves in like, well, power, who cares, you know? I could have sworn they'd probably be like
Maybe,
that.
but I mean, like, I get the impression that if you want to be like really spiritual, you gotta also know some things about history and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird for me not to think of them as scholars in some way, or at least to have some scholars. And if they did, why didn't they, know about the comet?
Or at least think that people would use it for...
The comet was a Fire Nation secret, right?
Not really.
It's not like everybody knew though. Like our heroes in Avatar: Last Airbender had to go to the Wang Shitan's library to find out.
No.
Roku told them about the
Yeah,
comet.
Roku told them about the comet, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the eclipse.
Oh, right, that's true. Sorry, I'm getting my
Yeah, the eclipse is
solar,
secret. Yeah, the
lunar
comet wasn't.
things mixed up.
Yeah. So,
Okay, the eclipse was a secret.
Yeah.
But the comet, so everybody just knows about it?
I'm pretty sure they did knew about the
I
comet.
feel like that's because like when we think about what happened in Last Airbender, and Aang's assumption that he would just fight the Fire Lord after the comet, I don't know. I feel like there's a disconnect because, and this is probably due to the period that is being depicted in this show, but clearly he doesn't see it as much of a threat. He sees it as just like a day that's gonna come and go, without the knowledge of what is possible. And so
yeah, I think that's the exact thing.
yeah, so if
That
that's
they
what
probably
the world,
thought that the comet probably gave them a boost, but it didn't give them like a strong, like they didn't think it would be as strong as it was in the actual,
Right.
Like when they obviously when they first saw it at first, they're like, holy snap, like we knew they'll get a boost, but it's not like a freaking, OP
yeah,
thing.
whatever it is, it's like
Yeah, maybe nobody knew that it was gonna hit at that exact day, Because like I think Roku gave a good timeline for it, but
Yeah, exactly.
before that, maybe the comet was just hard to predict. That could be the case. Because comets aren't always orbiting in the exact same like every 100 years. I think
Fair.
there's like some variation to it.
Yeah, but I think OC was just talking about the fact they didn't know how strong it would be. Like, shouldn't they knew how strong it would be, considering that Aang was like, we can just do it after, we can just fight.
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean-
wasn't after the comet.
yeah, because like literally nobody is concerned about the comet at all. And it seems like it's only a secret with the Fire Nation as far as like, this is our plans for, we're going to destroy the Earth Kingdom at the comet. And clearly the Earth Kingdom is not, phased by the potential of the, comet that is incoming, because they're still playing games in Ba Sing Se with hiding secrets from the king. And even Aang is not concerned with what could potentially happen until Zuko tells him. So
Yeah,
there seems to
that's
be
true. That's true.
a limited knowledge of Sozin's comet in their world.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Because if it were more well known, then everybody would be talking about it or like preparing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So I think the conclusion we have here is just a lack of knowledge about the comet. Even if they knew that something was coming, they didn't know what and they didn't know when. So they got caught by surprise and were overwhelmed. Which leads us to our last point. How did Sozin manage to wipe out every single airbender
That's an interesting one, yeah.
and not like...
Yes, that's the one I was waiting for.